Hey, I'm Jason Lewis, and today in the Auto Edit Garage, I'm going to be giving you a much more in-depth look at my work truck here. Now, the key word is my work truck because I just bought this thing from the company, and I'm stoked about that. Now, I've been driving this thing for about a year and 10 months for dirt every day, and, you know, it's kind of a beat-up, tired Dodge truck, but, you know, it's got a hurt engine, but I bought it for a good enough price that I think no matter what I invest on that, I should be okay. Let me bring you on in and show you some of the details that make it tired and also make it very cool and why I'm stoked to have this thing. All right, so here's some of the specs on this truck. It's a 2009 Dodge Ram 1500. It was built several years ago by my buddy Fred Williams and his buddy Frank Aliato for Sema. And it actually won a Sema Design Award that year. The truck had a name when it was built. It was called Black Sheep. And I think because originally the truck was black, but as you can see now the thing has a pretty outlandish paint job. And yes, that is actual paint, not a wrap like you might think. Plus, this paint scheme is not for everybody. Both rocker panels on this truck have been ruined by some serious off-roading. The undercarriage has taken some abuse as well. This drive shaft support has been readjusted by rock, just like this guard plate. The suspension looks to be mostly stock. There are some custom upper control arms in the front, and there are added bump stops. The ones in the rear have been hit so hard they're broken, and the cool Edelbrock reservoir shocks aren't any good anymore either. The first indicator is that there is more oil on the outside of the shocks and on the ground than on the inside, but we'll deal with that later. There was also the matter of the exhaust pipe being bent up into the bed, melting the taillight out. I just keep that in with gaff tape for now. I have a lot of miles on these 37-inch Cepek Fun Country tires and like them a bunch. Now, as you can see, this thing tucks those 37s in and has a really handsome stance, and I really appreciate that about the design of this truck. Now, the problem with that is that those things have, when this truck has been driven really hard, they have just destroyed all of the wheel well openings and have, you know, gouged up the tires pretty good. But this has, you know, I've massaged this a little bit and I'll repaint that in another episode here. So this now clears. Let's look at the interior of this thing. Come on, Pinto. Get on in there. Come on. All right, since dogs love trucks, Pinto actually just loves this thing. So it'll be a happy little place for her. It's got these cat skin seat covers in it, and they're pretty nice. These front ones in the front are just absolutely disgusting. The thing has been just ridden and abused. I've tried to scrub these things as best I could, but I think they need some professional help, and we'll get them that here in the future. These are some of the parts I've been using to keep this thing on the road lately. Pinto's leash, standard stuff. So let me tell you the scoop on the four-wheel drive aspect of this thing. This no longer does anything. It's disconnected, and I'll show you why. Because Fred put a transfer case out of a Jeep Rubicon in here, and so now you actually have to put it in four-wheel drive by manually shifting the transfer case with this little knob there, and then come over here and then lock the front axle differential with this thing right here, and that engages the front wheel drive. So that's how you make this thing four-wheel drive at this point. I may streamline that in the future, but right now it has got us out of a bunch of sticky situations. All right, so let's talk about the engine. The engine in this thing is a standard 5.7 Hemi. And this one in particular is actually hurt pretty bad. So look for a teardown video at some point. Now, as you can see, every panel on this truck has been damaged or hurt or scratched at some point over its life. This is my favorite section here because this whole door has been caved in, and for a year and a half now I've been trying to, you gotta get in again, Pinto? All right, go ahead. See, dogs love trucks. So now, watch this. This door, you have to explain to everybody who gets in this car that this door won't shut unless you want it to shut. You gotta follow through, get that thing shut. All the people that have ridden in this know about that. All right, now here in the bed, we have a full-size 37-inch spare here. Now, don't worry about that thing being stolen because the bolt that actually holds that inside the bed there is completely rusted into place, and both of the prongs that were welded on there to get that off have been broken off over the years when people have had tried taking that out. So it's not going anywhere anytime soon. So I've been soaking it with WD-40, and I'll probably remedy that at some point. And also, this has been kind of frustrating because it just takes up a bunch of space in the bed. I want to put that someplace else, because when you try to put your dirt bikes in here, and that's what I'm going to be using it for, and other stuff, that's going to be slightly in the way. So we'll fix that. Hey, Pinto. All right, Pinto, let's get out of here. Come on. Well, and there you have it, a closer look at the old work truck here. Don't worry, she's in good hands with me, and I'm gonna take really good care of it. Now, it's not gonna get in the way of too many other things. You can see you got the Jeep back there lurking, got suspension coming for that right now as we speak. I got fuel plumbing, some things getting buttoned up on the Mustang coming up too. So there's lots coming down the pipe. So stick around. Just wanted to share with you this exciting news for me. And I thought you guys would like to look around this thing. It's been seen a few times. Now, speaking of the Jeep creeping and things, in the current episode of Dirt Every Day, the Alaskan Army truck adventure, you guys noticed the Jeep in the background. We snuck that in there on that one. But here's an even deeper secret. On the current episode of Roadkill, there's a shot of the Jeep in the Boost Caboose, that's the one on YouTube, in the background somewhere. If you guys find it, call it out in there, it'd be kind of funny. So until next time, enjoy your drive.